Well, last year, Jill Stein was carrying the banner of the American left in the presidential election. She was the Green Party candidate. Now she's been exposed. Apparently, despite leading the Green Party, she was a Russian spy all along. That's the claim, believe it or not. 2 Senate committees are investigating her as a possible crony of the Kremlin. Her sins include appearing on RT, that's the Russian television channel Russia Today, and attending a dinner in 2015 where she sat at the same table as Vladimir Putin, all of which makes her a modern Mata Hari. What does she say in her defense? Jill Stein joins us tonight. Dr. Stein, thanks for coming on.
Great to be with you. Thank you so much.
Are you now, or have you ever been, an agent of Russia? Do you speak Russian? How often do you talk to Vladimir Putin?
Like, not at all. Like, even when briefly he sat at this head table at a conference. I was in Moscow for a conference, attended actually by the BBC, by the Canadian broadcast system, by the state TV networks for China, India, Telesur, etc. This was a actual legitimate conference. It's all up on the web. There's nothing secret about it. We were posting information, putting out press releases, no backroom deals, no secret meetings in oligarchy towers or anything like that. All very transparent and public. The dinner at the end of the conference was really a non-event. At one point, Putin came in with a couple of guys that I assumed were his bodyguards. Turns out they were actually his inner circle, but you would have never known it. Nobody was introduced to anybody. There was no translator. Actually, not a word exchanged. At one point, Putin made a very rapid turn around the table and shook everybody's hand, but without any exchange of names. So that's about as significant as this was.
Well, that sounds like collusion to me. So wait, can we get to your real crime, which was running for president as a third-party candidate? And in the view of a lot of people in Washington, you got Donald Trump elected. Do you see this as punishment for the crime of running for president?
Yes. Yes. I mean, in many ways, many of the articles, like the New York Times 3 days ago in announcing this investigation, began with a quote from a former spokesperson for the Clinton campaign saying that, well, isn't this great because so many Clinton Democrats are furious at me. They're outraged that I dared, in so many words, dared to think that we get to make up our own minds, that our votes don't belong to Hillary Clinton or to anybody else. But I got to say, it's not just Democrats. This is a bipartisan commission that's led by Republicans.
I'm aware.
And yeah, they have it in as well because it's very inconvenient to have an opposition political party that's not taking orders from the same suspects. But if they disagree with you, look, if they disagree with what you're saying, and for the record, I disagree with almost everything you say. But if you disagree with what you say, why not argue against it? Why try to pretend that you're an agent of a foreign government? That seems like McCarthyism to me. You're not the only person to suggest that. I think, this is, let me say, I think there are legitimate aims here in the investigation. I think an interference in our election is much bigger than the Russians, and we have yet to see the proof. I would like to see the evidence of Russian culpability here. When John Kennedy was facing the Cuban Missile Crisis, he declassified the evidence to show the photographs of the missiles in Cuba. Aren't we owed that as the American public? We didn't get to really see the evidence before the run-up to the Iraq War. We are still paying that price, $5.5 trillion and counting. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me a gazillion times, shame on all of us.
Well, so let me revise what I said. I actually do agree with you on something, and I strongly agree with you on that. Jill Stein, good luck. I hope you get that done. And good luck on the Hill. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Take care.